while for Tom Brady to get the Patriots offense going, but it was this play to his go-to tight end that reminded everyone the Patriots are still here. It's time to look back on the golden Super Bowl moment presented by McDonald's.
Shotgun snap to Brady, dropping back, lobs a throw for Gronkowski, left side, makes the catch over two defenders, tumbling to the 2, first and goal to go. Brady under center, gives to Michelle, runs it left, a dive to the end zone, touchdown Patriots.
That's the offense I know. That's the offense we love. And it's fourth quarter and it's money time for the greatest guy to ever suit up.
An unforgettable catch, triple coverage, Gronk gonna Gronk. And let's hear from Rob after the game.
Walk us through that play that you made to get the go-ahead touchdown.
Yes, so I had a seam route. We called the play about the play before or 2 plays before. I mean, you know, I can't exactly remember, but I knew when we recalled the play, we were recalling it because it was going to come to me. Because I saw that McDaniel saw that Tom just didn't see me on the one. He saw that I had a little separation that he could throw it. So McDaniel's made the same call again, and I knew it was going to come to me. And I saw the ball up there, and I knew how to go make the play. It's just crunch time. When it's crunch time, Tom loves to throw me the ball, and I love to make that play.
Everybody's speculating this might have been your last game. Can you give us some kind of insight on that?
You know, it's really not about that tonight. It's about celebrating with my team tonight. You know, I'm going to look, you know, take a few weeks, a week or two, see where I'm at, you know, make a decision from there. But tonight is about celebrating with the team, celebrating with everyone. We were grinding, 7 months since training camp, putting the work in. So it paid off, and now it's time to celebrate. So
Gronk talking X's and O's there, and he's focused on partying with Snoop instead of his future, at least for now, guys. Gronk, a fascinating storyline going into the Super Bowl and now for his future. I don't know, if this was his final game of his career, what will you take away from his performance? Because you have a feeling about Gronk that goes back a couple months now.
Just my intuition. I don't do sources. I just look at people and how they act, and I feel like I know him pretty well as a player. That was his last catch of the game. I think that catch was Michael Jordan over Brian Russell. I think that was the walk-off. I think that was the poster. Again, I don't know, just based on how he's carrying himself and everything. And if that was his last catch, I love it because that was the full Gronk experience. Yeah. It was downfield. He was perfectly covered. He's got incredible hands. He takes the hit. He goes down. We've seen Gronk do that, it feels like, for about 30 years. I feel like, I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like that was the last moment of Gronk's career, and it could have, if that was the McDonald's item, guys, that'd be the Big Mac. It's got everything in it, and I could not be happier to see it go that way.
Yeah, he looked pretty good to me. Physically, he looked like he was old Gronk, running around there, dominating, high-pointing balls. This was one of the biggest catches of the game, of course. You know, emotionally, he could probably look back over the last couple of years and say, man, I was banged up. I don't know if I want to do this again. But then if you give it some time, his body feels better in a few months. He's going to sit back and think, I'm still one of the best tight ends of all time. I think because sometimes we could look at Gronk and say, oh, he's a big kid, or he's a little goofy.
Go Labrador.
He likes to have fun. But I think we forget that Gronk is fiercely competitive. And sometimes that competitive nature, it will eat you alive if you're sitting at home on the couch. So I would say the opposite. I feel like Gronk is going to come back. The question is, will the Patriots be willing to keep him, or will they deal him? Because, you know, the Patriots, they'll walk away from you quickly. Some of their legends have been gone too soon.
I don't know about that. Gronk to me is one of those, Kraft's kids. That's one of those.
Vince Wilfork, right?
Look, before we trade off Gronk or retire him, I want to appreciate last night. Unbelievable catch, unbelievable play, but it wasn't just that play. He had several plays, and I thought Carissa, LaDainian, and Dion were great in the postgame, and Gronk outshone all of them. He was prophetic, he was poignant, and I never, in all my years, interviewing Gronk personally, being at the press conferences, watching him, and giggling from afar at his sometimes, brutish nature, he was insightful, he was emotional. It was a different Gronk. So to Kyle, your point, I'd never seen him talk that way. So retrospective and so real. I thought that was not cartoon character Gronk dancing spiked ball.
You just wait for the funny soundbite.
There wasn't one.
But what does that mean to you?
I feel like it might have been the walk.
Really? Clutch play, set it up, got to the Super Bowl. You mentioned it wasn't even just that one huge play setting up Sony Michel's lone touchdown for in this game, but he had that 18-yard gain on first down on their biggest drive of the Super Bowl. So if he walks away, we'll have a great taste in our mouths. If the trade or something like that happens, do you see him hanging it up if he's no longer a Patriot?
Well, Detroit inquired this year, and Gronk said he wouldn't play. That was the report. I'd rather retire. Look, if Gronk's last game was last night, I'll see you 5 years in Canton. First ballot guy. First ballot guy.
Dominant tight end of all time.
Most dominant tight end of his generation. Tony Gonzalez and him can debate that, but first ballot guy. Edelman we could debate about. Gronk is first ballot.
More on.
I love this topic.
I know.
I thought it was very telling after the game, too, because he was getting peppered with these questions. And he says, I need a week or two. And then in the same breath, he says, my quad is so sore right now, I can't walk. Like, I'm in a lot of pain right now from the hits that he took. I always think of Gronk, my memory will be wearing 56 different braces to hold him together because he was the Shaq of football. All he would do is take contact and contact. And last night, he took one of the biggest hits of the season, and then he's asked if he's going to retire after. It was the whole Gronk experience wrapped up in one.
That's true, but there are moments this season, and even the past several years, when he is being sort of taped together and held together that you thought to yourself, I'm sure, just like I have, are we ever going to see that big play again? Yeah. Last night, he looked good as new, so it's hard for me to believe that he doesn't have more to give to this game of the NFL as a fierce competitor, like you said, Nate.
Yeah, we're going to see, man. It's a great storyline for us in the offseason.
Let's go.
A lot of time to talk about it.
More Good Morning Football at the Super Bowl. After this, we're wrapping things up, headed back to New York after the show, but until then, the path.